Good afternoon, hi. It's just after 2 on Thursday the 13th of November. Bit of a manky, horrible, wet, damp November afternoon. I'm going to have a chat today about a couple of things. Fundamentally, I'm not doing very well at the moment, struggling quite a bit. There's a lot of thoughts going through my head, a lot of challenges, lots of things that I'm not finding easy to cope with. Now, don't panic, I'm not about to go flying off tall buildings or doing anything horrible to myself, but this time of year always proves very difficult for me. We're headlong through November, November the 13th, nearly halfway through November. Before we know where we are, we will be into December and full on Christmas mode, although it feels very much like we're full on Christmas mode at the moment. Everything on television is shaping up for Christmas, Christmas shopping adverts, Christmas this, Christmas that, Christmas every bloody thing. Now, for the record, I love Christmas. Right from being a little kid, I absolutely adored everything about it. The Christmas carols, the Christmas songs, the feelings, going out buying presents, family coming round. As a little kid, I remember sort of going down on Christmas Day morning and piles of presents and grandmas and granddads there and visiting family and doing all sorts of things. And I look back on those times and I still recognise them as being some of the happiest times I've lived through. As time progressed, and obviously as I announced to the world that I was transgendered and I came out and transitioned and all that sort of stuff, most of my family and I think just about every friend I have who was close to me, every friend who meant something to me, walked away. And suddenly I found myself in the most nightmarish situation of facing Christmas on my own. Not going to go into too many details, but in terms of the family, they had Christmas Day or Boxing Day, where they'd all go around, they'd all get together back at mum and dad's. Everything was great, but I wasn't expected to attend that family gathering. And whatever day that was on, so say Boxing Day, I would be invited around on my own on Christmas Day. Or if it was Christmas Day, I'd be invited around on Boxing Day. It felt very empty. It wasn't a comfortable thing. It didn't sit comfortably with me. And I always felt like I was sneaking in the back door when everybody else had gone. And instead of feeling pleased that I was actually going round to see mum and dad at Christmas, I felt like I was being humoured. So yeah, that took the shine out of Christmas for me. And now it comes around every year, as it always has done. I increasingly struggle with the memories, with the thoughts, with how it makes me feel. As I say, I'll probably get through it, but it will not be easy for me. Christmas Day, and more likely Boxing Day, I tend not to like seeing or speaking to anybody. I don't experience Christmas. I don't put decorations up. I try not to watch Christmas TV. I don't listen to Christmas music. I just do everything I can to let Christmas slide by with the very minimum sort of warnings, or very minimum interactions. I know very well that I'm not the only one who feels this way. I know that there are hundreds and thousands of people across the UK and across the world who experience the same thing, maybe for different reasons, maybe for the same reason, but there are far, far too many people who wake up on Christmas Day and cannot wait for it to be over and done with. My heart goes out to every one of you. I wish I could make it different. I wish I could make it better. But we all know that that's not going to happen. So that's one of the reasons I'm struggling at the moment. And that struggle will increase, obviously, over the next six weeks or so. Other reasons, I'm just tired. I have tried to push myself a little bit. I've been doing a few little projects, this video blogging for one. I've tried to pick up a little bit of photography, something that I was in the past very, very, very good at. I used to cover weddings, magazine articles, magazine shoots, portraiture, and just photography for my own pleasure. But since I had the breakdown, I've really not picked up a camera. But I'm starting to get the feeling for it again. I have taken a few photographs in recent weeks and I've enjoyed doing that. Talking of photographs, you look just to the back of me. There's actually a photograph I took on the 5th of November in 2010 from Nottingham Castle. It's a photograph I absolutely love. It's quite difficult to take a photograph like that because access to the castle grounds at night is not a normal thing, but I was a photographer for an event back then, and whilst that event was setting up, I sneaked off and snapped that photograph. If you want to have a closer look at it, I recommend you do. It's online now. I popped a link in the description below, or I will be popping it in when I upload it, whatever we look at it. Pop along, have a look at it. I have enabled comments. Please tell me what you think of it. There are a couple of other of my photographs up there, and I hope that I'll be adding more as time goes by. Again, that's just something I'm trying to do to stop myself from collapsing inwards and completely isolating myself. What else is going on? Yes, a couple of other things. I shot the video a week ago about some of the events in my life that have brought me to where I am now. I will be shooting part 2 of that. It's proving quite difficult. It's a little bit triggering. It's digging up some difficult emotions, and I need to be careful and frame it in such a mind as not to blame anybody else. Really, people aren't to blame other than perhaps myself for being oversensitive. But so yeah, stick around. That video will go up hopefully in the next few days or so. In terms of the videoing, I am constantly learning about video editing. It's not something I've ever done before. It's quite a culture shock to me. I've always edited through through Photoshop my still images. That is something I find relatively easy because you're dealing with one image in one moment of time. When I'm dealing with video editing, it's a whole different concept, and not only are you editing the image, you're also editing the image through time. So that's taken a bit of wrapping my head around, but I'm getting there. I'm enjoying it. It is proving, like I say, very enjoyable, but it's also taxing my mind and pushing me to my limits a little bit. But I'll stick with it. I hope one of the things you've noticed today is I've tweaked and improved the lighting a little bit, changed my desk lighting, and my goal is to try and reduce some of the glare and reflection I have in my glasses. Just try and make it look a little bit more polished. Other things that are causing me to struggle is a lot of the things that are going on in the media and in the public eye. I guess you could say I'm the member of a number of minority groups. Obviously I'm transgendered. Another thing I haven't really talked about, and I will do, is that I am fairly substantially disabled. I have diabetes, had it for a long time, and what they never tell you in the videos and the instructions is that diabetes slowly but surely destroys you. For me, it's impacted on my eyes, which is why I have to have the monthly injection. Now that monthly injection is absolutely fantastic. It means my eyesight is just like an 18-year-old's, absolutely stunning. The other thing it does to me is, or has done to me, is diabetes is destroying the nerves in my feet and my legs. I am very restricted in the distance I can walk, 10-20 yards at a time, and then I have to stop and rest. Not that many years ago, I used to run 3 to 4 miles every morning, walk a couple of miles at lunchtime, and walk 10 or 12 miles every evening. And I absolutely loved it. It kept my weight down, it kept me feeling strong and confident, but all that's gone. So my left leg has pretty much lost all sensation or movement, and I kind of drag that around. My right leg is better. I have got movement in my right foot, and I can feel probably about 50% feeling in that foot. But it will progress, and I don't know where it will end. I have got a wheelchair, but I don't use it because I can't get it anywhere at the moment. It doesn't fit in my car, and I can't lift it into my car even if it did. So one of the things I will be doing next year, very early in next year, February time, is applying for a new car. And I will be going for the next size up of car, which should then let me accommodate the wheelchair in the boot. And I'm starting to explore the possibilities of having a small hoist fitted in the car to lift the wheelchair in and out. The goal of that will be that I can then drive somewhere, and when I get there, instead of like at the moment where I can just sit in the car, I'll be able to get out and maybe take myself to a museum or go around a shop or just see something that at the moment I can't see. So fingers crossed on that. Which brings me to the car. I have a Motability car. I qualified just over 3 years for the advanced or higher level mobility PIP. I exchanged that for my Puma that I've got at the moment, Ford Puma. It's a beautiful car. I absolutely treasure it. There's not a second that I don't appreciate how special that car is to me. But increasingly you see online, you see in the news, you see politicians and leaders and various people screaming about mobility cars, people having posh fancy cars on Motability, and it shouldn't be and whatever. I don't really know what they're aiming at. Just because we're disabled, should we have to make do with second best? Should we be forced to drive around in clapped out bangers? Well, no. Just because I'm disabled doesn't mean I have to set my standards any lower than anyone else. There's also an awful lot of talk about free cars. We get free cars. Well, we bloody well don't. My car costs me every penny that I receive in advanced Motability, or my entire Motability PIP payment is taken before I even get it and pays for my car. Because I've decided to go for a higher model of car, I have also contributed £2,000 to £3,000 of my own money to achieve that. That's money that's come out of my savings, that's come out of my budget, that I have carefully put away every month. So, you know, again, it's not coming out of taxpayers' money, it's not coming out of anybody else's money, it's coming out of my money. When I hand the car back in March, I will not get any of that money back. I will pay another £3,500 in advance payment for my next car because I want something that's a little bit more special. I plan on going for the Ford Cougar. So I find it again very demoralising that people are bouncing comments around based on hate and misinformation and misunderstanding, telling me that I don't deserve, I'm not good enough, I shouldn't have, and all these things that I've experienced my entire life, and it upsets me a bit. I do try and ignore it, I do try and just carry on, but we'll see what happens. That's kind of about it, really. Oh yes, one very quick thing. I now have 103 subscribers to my YouTube channel. I can't tell you how absolutely ecstatic I am about that. I never thought people would follow me. I never thought people would find what I talk about interesting. But it seems that, yes, I'm getting a steadily increasing number of followers, subscribers. It's 103. That's quite a small number by comparison to many people, but it's my 103. So, yeah, I passed a milestone. Maybe the next milestone will be 1,000, 100,000, million, who knows? But my empire is growing. I'm also getting a very high watch rate. Not sure what the proper terminology is, but people who are watching my videos are tending to stick with them. They sit and watch all the way through to the end or close to the end, so I'm getting very high numbers and feedback, which is bloody marvellous. So that's about it. Stick around, subscribe, do all of those things, hit the like button, it all helps. As I say, I will post the part 2 of what's brought me to where I am. I shall post that in the next few days, and we'll keep going. So for now, have a great weekend that's coming up. Do lots of wonderful things. Keep out of the rain, keep warm, keep safe, and I'll chat with you shortly. Bye bye.